Hello everyone, this is Andrew from Crown Academy of English. Today we are doing a vocabulary lesson and the word we're looking at is matter. So here is the spelling M-A-T-T-E-R and here is the pronunciation matter, matter. So in this lesson you will learn how to use matter as a noun, as a verb, and also you will learn 3 useful expressions with the word matter. Okay, so let's start with this. So the first meaning of matter as a noun is a situation or subject that is being considered. So let me give you an example. Mark asks, "Why are you crying?" And Jane replies, "It's a personal matter. It's a personal matter." So Jane is saying it's a personal subject or it's a personal situation. Okay? So as you can see here, we are using the word as a noun. It's a noun here. Another example, Claire says, "My phone has been stolen. What should I do?" So she's asking for advice. And David replies, "It's a matter for the police. It's a matter for the police." So in other words, you should call the police. This is not your responsibility, it is the responsibility of the police. Okay, so it's a situation for the police. And a last example, the manager says, "There are 2 matters I would like to discuss." There are 2 matters I would like to discuss. So here we see matter is being used as a countable noun and there are 2 matters. So here it is 2 subjects. So you often hear this in a meeting. If you go to a business meeting, there are 2 matters to discuss. Matter as a noun, part 2. So the meaning is the reason for a problem, pain, or worry. And this is often a question. And we say, "What is the matter?" So again, another example. Mark asks, "Why are you crying? What is the matter? What is the matter?" So here, Mark is asking, what is the reason for being sad? Okay, what is the reason for your problem? What is wrong, in other words? What is wrong? Okay, what's the problem? A very common question when you see that someone has pain or a problem with their body, you say, "What is the matter with your leg? What's the matter? You know, why are you in pain?" Okay. And we also use "what's the matter" when an object breaks down or stops working. So here's a common example with a car. So Claire says, "My car won't start." So there's a problem with my car. And John asks, "What's the matter with it?" And Claire says, "I think it has a flat battery." So here the question is, what's the reason for the problem? What's the problem with it? Okay. So again, this is acting as a noun. Now let's look at verbs. Matter is also a verb. So to matter means to be important. So if something matters, then it is important. And there's a very common example of this at the moment in the news. I'm sure you've seen protests on television in the news. And here is a common sign that we see at the moment. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Okay? And so this means black lives are important. Okay, so the lives of black people are important. And they are protesting because there have been violent incidents by police officers towards black people. And so obviously they are protesting against this. Okay, so this is also the name of their organization as well. So it is the name of the organization who organizes these protests. And it means black lives are important. Okay. We also often use matter as a verb in the negative. So let me show you that. Let me show you matter as a verb in the negative. So Mark says, I'm sorry, I can't come to the party. Jane says, it doesn't matter. Maybe next time. So it doesn't matter. So here we have it in the negative. So it's the present simple in the negative. So it means Jane is saying, don't worry, it's not important. It's not a problem. Maybe next time. Okay? So it's not important. Claire says, I forgot to shake the manager's hand. So she's worried. She's just had an interview for a job and she forgot to shake the manager's hand after the interview. And her friend Jane says, don't worry, I'm sure it didn't matter. I'm sure it didn't matter. So here we have the past simple form in the negative. It did not matter. Okay, so don't worry, I'm sure that it was not important. Okay, so that's what this means. I'm sure that it wasn't important. I'm sure it didn't matter. Okay? And we also often use matter as a verb in the question form. So the meaning of this is, well, questions with the verb matter mean, is it a problem? Is something a problem? So here's an example. Does it matter if I leave the window open? So is it a problem if I leave the window open? Notice the form. We often have does it matter if, and it's an if clause afterwards. If, and this is the present simple. Does it matter if I leave the window open? And another example. Does it matter if I bring my dog? Does it matter if I bring my dog? So again we have does it matter and then an if clause. If I bring my dog. So again, this means, is it a problem if I bring my dog? So it's another way of asking, can I bring my dog? Can I leave the window open? Okay. Now let's look at 3 very useful expressions with the word matter. So expression number 1, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And this means something will definitely happen in the future. So definitely, this means it is certain that something will happen in the future. So here's an example. John is very rude to the customers. He's always very rude to the customers. He's always shouting at them and complaining. It's only a matter of time before he loses his job. Okay, it's only a matter of time before he loses his job. So in other words, he is definitely going to lose his job. It's certain he's going to lose his job. Notice the form. It's only a matter of time, and then we have the word before, and then we have the present simple. Okay, it's only a matter of time before this. Okay, so in other words, he's definitely going to lose his job. It's only a matter of time before you feel better. So we say this to someone to cheer them up, to encourage them, to make them feel better. We tell them, don't worry, you'll feel better soon. You will soon feel better. Okay, so that's what this means. It's only a matter of time before you feel better. Okay. Expression 2. To make matters worse. And this describes a bad situation that is getting worse. So she's very ill, and to make matters worse, she has lost her job. Okay, so she's ill, so this is the bad situation, and it's also getting worse. The situation is getting worse because she has also lost her job. Okay, so in the middle we put this. She's very ill, and to make matters worse, she has lost her job. I'm late, and to make matters worse, it's raining. So it starts with a bad situation, and it gets worse. It's also raining. Okay? A very common expression in English. And finally, expression 3, to be no laughing matter. To be no laughing matter. So we use this to describe a serious situation. A situation that is not funny, that is not amusing, okay, that doesn't make you laugh. So, being in prison is no laughing matter. Being in prison is no laughing matter. So this means being in prison is not funny. It's serious. Okay? Here we have a gerund. It's the ing form of the verb be. Okay, and so together, all of this in black, this is a noun phrase. Being in prison is no laughing matter. So all of this noun phrase is no laughing matter. So it's a gerund, which is a verb acting like a noun phrase. Having a broken leg is no laughing matter. So having a broken leg is serious. It's not funny. It hurts. It's a serious situation. And again, we have the ing form. It's the gerund. So this is a verb acting as a noun, and it forms this noun phrase, having a broken leg. So this is no laughing matter. Okay? So that's the end of the lesson. I hope you've learned lots of new things today. If you're interested in some private online lessons, then click here for information. And here are some other videos that I recommend.